sister Tiffany and
Hello.
talk about the journey we've been on. And it has been a beautiful and miraculous, incredible journey of ups and downs and awakenings and blessing after blessing and challenge and tests. But we've been there for one another, just because, again, we may not talk every day, but when we pick up the phone or when we message one another, we're always there. What's going on? You're going to get through this, right? Family, spirit. That's what Marla and I love about you. And you wear so many, no pun intended, so many beautiful hats. A mother, a teacher, a healer, a yogi, just so many beautiful things about you. And your heart is so big and you give so much. And one, Tiffany, this is the world, this is our beautiful sister, Tiffany.
Hi, how are you guys? Good to see you. Oh my God. Yep, it's been a long time. Well, Scott, I think I saw you. I took my friend Melissa in there.
Yes.
That'll come later, but it wasn't by accident that I stumbled upon you at all.
No.
At all, looking for a ring, and this was 4 years ago, maybe 5 years when we were.
Yeah. Wow.
It was, yeah.
Wow. So hold on, I'm gonna unpack something a little bit
Okay.
to preface this story, because it just made every hair on my body stand up, because I just realized you were one of the very first seeds that received one of the very first intention sticks of before it even went to the next, second, third, fourth generation of intention sticks. But you were one of the very first. I know this sounds unbelievable, 2,500, 3,000, and that was 4 years ago on that first run. And I'm just prefacing this because it's powerful.
Yeah.
As we said, you came in, we were going to design jewelry, and Marla and I are there with you. We're having so much fun, and you're sitting in front of me to my right, and Marla's there, and you look down and you're like, is that the tree of life?
Yes.
On your bracelet? And I'm like, yeah, how do you know? And you look at Marla and I, you said, I've been infatuated with the tree of life since I've been a little girl.
Yep.
And Marla and I look at each other and we're like, you're not here for a ring design. You're here to hear about this. And we start sharing the journey and the message we received and talking about the intention stick and the 22 intentions, and you start bawling.
Yep.
And you're like, oh my goodness, this is why I'm here.
Yeah.
And started sharing. And I'll let you share from here, but what you said next was, oh my goodness, myself, my family needs this right now. My brother had just passed. And I'm going to let you take over from there, because what took place, not just in that moment, but in the next weeks, that it was even more miraculous, and then even to today of what's going on. So this is all about you, and we're holding that space. You know that.
Yes, I came from a family of lost souls. If anybody knows what that means, there's no grounding. And for me, when I was a kid, it didn't matter where we lived. We moved a lot. We moved 9 times in 1 year. Wow. I went to 9 different schools. And my mom always found a place that had trees, because I like to go hang out under the trees. It was like an umbrella that would protect me. Oh. And I felt close to the trees, and it was, you go to the aspen pines and you hug the pine trees and you hug the aspens, and, you're in Bali and there's trees. There's that row where you hug a tree, and wherever you're at in the world, there's trees. Yeah. In Japan, they have the forest of happiness, and then they have the forest of sorrow. I mean, seriously. And so when I went in there, I started talking about addiction and lost souls. I lost my dad. He was a heroin addict for forever. And he said, Tiffany, I'll never love you more than I love heroin. And I was like, well, that must be some good stuff. But I just, never went that route. Well, then my brother wanted his love so bad, like so bad, that he would do anything to do that. And my father was in and out of prison. And my brother wanted his love so bad that guess what? He tried it. And then he said, oh, I know what Dad was talking about. And he was a half brother, but still a brother. He lived with us. Ended up dying, overdosing. They're both dead. Mother died. You know, you feel like an orphan. You have nobody. Come to find out, time goes on. I have these siblings across America. My father was like a farmer and planted his seed across America. And I laugh at that, but it's like, and these people wanted to reach out to me and I was very closed off. I'm like, nope, I don't need any more in my life because you know what? I don't like hurt. I don't like sorrow. The only funerals I had ever been to was my brother's and my mother's. I didn't even get to go to my father's. And I'm not a big fan of death. It just, I didn't know a lot about it. You know, I just didn't embrace it that way. So again, I'm a lost soul. And I have a sister who we don't talk every year at this same time for 6 months. Lost soul. And it has been on pain meds for, oh my God, I don't know, 15 years instead of getting it fixed. Well, then I think I'm good. I'm not addicted to heroin. I'm not on pain meds. What is my problem? Well, first off, I jump from job to job to job to job to job to job because I'm looking for something there's a void and I don't know what it is. Secondly, I like to drink. So I did not realize that until I'm fast forwarding now. I'm going forward until recently. I injured my hips in December. I wear my Tree of Life intention stick. I'm not going to say religiously. I wear it all of a sudden when I feel like I'm really lost, and I put it on, and I usually keep health, peace, and courage in there because I feel like that is just what I need. And if I need others, then I just kind of write them down. And I'm the first one to say that you get flaky, you forget to meditate, you forget to do this, you get carried away with other things. We're not perfect.
You're human.
So I got hurt December 17th. You know, I was doing lots of yoga and I got hurt at work. I picked something up and I tore a labrum on my hip. And I was like, oh, okay, you know, I can acupuncture this out. I can yoga it out. And I won't take pain meds, but I'll drink wine and that'll make it feel better because it takes the pain away. Yeah. Now, this is really hard for me to come and like really come forth this way.
Yes.
So 60 days to the date, I hurt the other one. I'm like, oh God, okay. Then I decide to go to a doctor. Then they want to put you on a patch and then they want to give you prescription pills. And I'm like, oh, no pills for me. But guess what? You know, can't take the pills because I think of addiction as maybe only one thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think of it as shopping and getting in debt. I don't think of it as filling holes with whatever you can. Mm-hmm. Just a bunch drinking. I never thought of it like that. So then I didn't want to take a bunch of meds. I found a surgeon. I had the first hip repaired May 5th. Everything turned out good. Fast forward. June 23rd, a day before Morgan's birthday, I go in and have surgery. Everything's fine. They repair it. I come out. June 24th, that night, I am fully symptomatic with severe COVID. Wow. I am today 35 days with COVID.
Wow.
I am today also 40 days with no alcohol.
Wow.
And that is probably the first time since I was 14, wow. Besides when I was pregnant with Morgan and Isabella. And I don't know if it's COVID or if it's withdrawal, but the two together, I think the COVID actually took over all of that because it was so bad. I was like, the hip healed, the withdrawals healed. It was just COVID. And when I say COVID, I mean hallucinations. I mean not breathing. I mean going in the bathroom and talking to God late at night and going, whew, I have lived like about 15 lives. And you had many times to take me out. And this is how you chose it with COVID. This isn't exciting. And I was like, I have blind faith. So if I said, and I tested him again. I said, I want such and such. And in the morning, that message came through. And I was like, okay, guess what? I'll fight this. I'll fight it. You got it. And so it's powerful. And my necklace came back on. And when I was able to start moving, and I would get up and just move about, and you start writing things down, and then you forget. And then you come back to, God, you know what? I think I feel a little bit better. Maybe I should have a drink. And then all of a sudden my glands get a little swollen and I feel a little gaggy. I'm like, ugh, that sounds like a horrible idea. And that really, for me, is a powerful thing. And to be able to share that now, I haven't shared that with anybody.
Tiffany, wow. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for showing up as Tiffany today, as we talked about, your authentic self, because there are not too many people in the world that can speak their truth and their tests and their obstacles and their pain and the drinking and being real and sharing it with the world versus swallowing it and sucking it up and I'm fine. And what you just did is such a weight. I just saw it lift off of you, off of your shoulders, because if we don't share our truth or our pain or maybe what we're going through, it's going to come out. And it did. You thankfully listened to the messages in your body of what you were holding on to and what you needed to let go and what you were hip. You already know spiritual meaning of hip and knee and COVID is lungs, breathing life in again. But your courage to say, I didn't have heroin or pills or whatever, but I've been drinking my whole life, but I didn't think that was a problem because, it's socially acceptable or da-da-da-da. And that is, I don't even know how to even say enough courage for you for sharing that, not just with us, but with the world. Yeah. And you need to be so proud of yourself for speaking your truth. And there's so much to unpack there, by the way, but in a beautiful way.
Yeah, there truly is. And, now if we scale it out, because this is about you. Mm-hmm. However, the significance of sharing your story, your journey, your struggles, your suffering, if we now take it out to the world, right, and think about how many people are going through the same thing. Mm-hmm. And part of living, part of life is knowing that we will struggle.
Yep, we will.
And we all have our struggles. For you, it was drinking. For your brother, it was something else. Mm-hmm. And for your sister, it's something else, right? Yep. But that's within all of us. We all have our struggles, our challenges, our pains, and our suffering, and that's part of life. So we come to a place, and again, what's interesting, the hip, right? Because we say, how many messages do we need in life before the oak tree falls on us to shake us up and rattle us and say, wake up, I'm giving you a new life. Yep. And the hips, about moving forward in life. Hips are about stepping into your future through your threshold. But you couldn't do that until you had to go through these other pieces, right? And it's unbelievable. The exact 3 words, the exact 3 intentions, and here you say you take it off. And as soon as you put it on, what are your intentions? Unbelievable. I mean,
very powerful.
You could not have picked 3 more perfect intentions for your story, your journey. Yeah. And my goodness, I would love if you could share just before we move on, so we don't lose this momentum. But I think you also are speaking to so many around the world when you say lost soul.
Well, before you touch on that, I would love to add something that was so powerful that I want to share. And as you know why I'm saying this to you, and I'm saying this not only to you, but I'm saying this to your brother that had passed, that we're sorry we were not there for you to give you the love as a little girl, or your brother as a little boy, to let you both know that you are loved and you're going to be okay and that we love you. So I'm sorry that we weren't there for you at that time.
Well, we'll get there.
I know. And yeah, but that's why Marla and I talk about, even as an adult right now, if we can go back to our younger self.
Yes.
And just hug them and love them and let them know they're going to be okay. And that you as an adult saying to your younger self, you're going to get through all these challenges and obstacles, and I'm always going to be there for you. And we can even go back to those times of feeling so sad or angry or lonely or whatever that may be, and fill back up at that moment and watch again that your whole life shift and change.
Well, what happens in I really wanted to talk about the lost soul piece first, to lead to that, but we'll touch on that, because what happens is that when we get older, the things that happen to us as a child, especially certain moments in life, like particularly the one that you mentioned, it's so strong. It's so strongly on you of what your father mentioned to you. Yep. But we usually poo-poo those moments as an adult, and we say, oh, it doesn't mean anything.
It does. It's powerful.
It's so powerful. Most certainly does.
Yes.
You carry it with you.
Yes.
And so, to Scott's point, is that if we can go back to that time of when your father said that to you, and how maybe now you're looking at that as such a hurtful time to say to a little girl how impressionable that was.
Yeah.
But to know that your father, now this is difficult, but that your father must have loved you so much to say those things to you, because he knew there were lessons in your lifetime that you needed to learn, and he had to put himself through that pain to say that to you, to make you go through what you needed to go through. Yeah. And so
to make you who you are
to
today.
make you who you are. And so it's a great way for you to embrace the moment, because it's easy for us to hold on to anger and frustration and resentment towards that person, whether it is a parent or a sibling or a friend.
Absolutely.
But to know that these show up for us, there's always a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it is hard for that. And I mean, I feel now that he should have been there, as not only him, my mother as well, because my childhood, I don't remember it. I had fun, but I also there was a lot of abuse. Mm-hmm. There was a grandfather that did some things for 7 years. And then I burned myself. I mean, I was, I caught my house on fire. I ran through fences and cut my eyes and my head open. I just wonder, like, where was the adult? There was no adult watching me. So I hear this voice of this friend of mine, and he's saying, you need to love that little girl, and you need to let that little girl come back out and have fun in a safe environment.
Yes.
And I just turned 53 last week as well. So I'm like, okay, is it safe yet? Is it safe? Because I think I've been running. And, I've been surviving. And when do I start thriving?
Exactly.
When you awaken yourself,
mm-hmm.
to understand what it is you're here to learn in this lifetime.
Yeah. And that's it.
You just went through it.
Yeah, I did. And it's, we carry all of our trauma is in our hips.
Yes.
I had both of them. I mean, it's like, get out. I can't carry you anymore because I really can't. I'm at this, I'm at the midway mark maybe. And I'm like, okay, no, I just can't carry it anymore. I can't deal with it.
But thankfully you listened.
Yes.
It was, I say it's the step before the oak tree falling on you.
That moved.
You were you were hit with a baseball bat pretty hard.
Yes.
And what Marla meant by that, which I know you understand, but someone that may not understand what we're talking about, we receive messages, and those messages can come in the form of pain in our body, or Marla and I say you could be tapped on the shoulder with a toothpick. Nope, I didn't feel it.
Yep.
Okay, a pencil, same message. Nope, didn't feel it. 2x4. No, I felt that a little bit, but nah, I'm good.
Yep.
Baseball bat. Thankfully, you received the message, but as Marla said earlier, sometimes it can take an oak tree to fall on you, to shake you to your core. And God forbid that is in the form of sickness or pain or tragedy, that we could have received and learned the same message or lesson with the tap on the toothpick. So it's important to listen. Why do I have pain in my neck or my shoulder, my knees or my hips? We can look up, which most people don't know, and there are many that do, we can look up the spiritual meaning of why we're receiving pain in a certain part of our body. And it will tell you because you're holding on to this or you're going through that. And these aren't the things that we normally talk about. Ooh, spirituality.
Voodoo.
And it's not even that. It's actually science. It's the third law of physics. It's metaphysics. And we don't understand because, again, people do know if they take the time to learn and study, but most don't. So thank you for sharing that. And I have to jump back because as we fast forward to today, I need to take us back 4 years ago after we met, but 3 weeks fast forward from that, because what happened then was not only miraculous for Marla and I to receive the message, but to witness the miracle unfolding of what you did, what blessing you did for your dear friend. And we're not going to bring up names, but so I'm driving home. This is 3 weeks after we all met, and it's probably 6:30 in the evening, and you call me on my phone. Hey, Scott, how are you? Hey, I need to get another intention stick for a dear friend. His son has been in a coma, and before he went into his coma, he was having some heart problems, and something happened, and he's been in a coma for 3 months. I need to get an intention stick to his father so he can take it to the hospital. And all of a sudden, I said to you, if you remember, because it was like woof, like that download, it came in. I said, not only will the father be choosing the words for his son, that when he places it, whether around his neck or in his hospital bed, that he's going to be receiving all of the blessings and intentions from the collective of the tens of thousands wearing them already, that not only he's receiving the 3 intentions that the Father's placing, but the thousands of intentions from all of us around the world. And I called Marla and I said to her after we hung up, holy shift, I just saw what took place. This is very powerful. And I told Marla that, Tiffany said before he went into a coma, he was having some heart problems and things like that. And Marla said, heart, he needs to put in, besides, of course, health, love, and what else? Do you remember what the third? Happiness.
It was
laugh and joy, right? There are 3 or 4.
I said there was laugh and joy because he needed to bring joy back into his life, right? Because what I was receiving was that there was ripped out of his heart
a lot of pain in his heart.
Yes, and he needed to find love and joy and happiness again in his life.
So I called you back and I said, okay, just talk to Marla, and we're both seeing the same thing. Marla received, besides, of course, health, love, happiness, laughter, and joy, and you told your friend to put those intentions inside. He went over that evening and put the intention stick around his son or in his bed. Next morning, he came out of his coma.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shift.
Yes. And then I went to the hospital and changed out a few intentions, and it was as this recovery was going on. Yeah. It was yeah. And now he's doing, I mean, I would say now, like second lease on life. It may not be the life that you envision, this perfect, but guess what? It is still good.
You know what? Yes, blessed. And oh my goodness, I'm going to add a little to the story because I don't know if we shared it with you, what even took place because of you, because of your beautiful heart, because of you being that beautiful, nurturing soul, right? Because again, you do, Tiffany, you always give everything of yourself.
I do.
That was also one of the messages Marla and I told you that day in our office, is that you need to take care of Tiffany. I
just found out.
I know, it's okay. So again, thankfully, nothing is ever too late in life to find out. We can always change our ways. Yeah. What's in our past is in our past. We've all made mistakes. We've all done not kind things. We're human, but we can forgive or we can be forgiven. One, we're forgiven 1,000,000 times. Yeah. Why can't we not only forgive ourselves for being so tough on ourselves, or why can't we forgive friends or family? We have to, right? Yeah. So that was about you that day, filling yourself up, because all you, and you still do, is give 100% of Tiffany, but you now know you need to take care of Tiffany. So fast forward, this full circle here. Yep. So of course, we bump into another beautiful sister. We were like this, intention sticks, you know, just the journey, like, wow, like brothers and sisters being connected. She receives her intentions, because there's a lot longer story there. And one day I come home from work and I'm watching Facebook or Instagram, and I see her talking to a beautiful person who appears to have cerebral palsy. I didn't know because I didn't have the volume on. Yeah. And Marla and I, our brother-in-law, Robbie, has cerebral palsy, so we know what that is. But you could feel the love and the energy oozing out of the screen, literally. So I call up my friend and I say, who is that beautiful soul you're talking with who has cerebral palsy? And she's like, oh, no, he doesn't have cerebral palsy. This is my friend so-and-so. He was in a coma for so many months, and his father is so-and-so, and da-da-da. And I'm like, what did you just say? She says, this is my friend so-and-so. He was in a coma. His father is this person. I'm like, oh my goodness, you have no idea. Our dear friend Tiffany called his father the night before, got him an intention stick, took the intention stick that to him, and came out of his coma the next day. So she's flipping out. I know, I'm so excited, like I'm beaming from this. She's so excited to say, oh my goodness, you need to meet. We need to share this story with him. So we met, Marla and I and the kids went over to his house. Right. And the day we went over there was the first day he was actually able to sit at the table in his chair and get out of his chair. I mean, just again, continued miracles. And we shared with his father and him what actually took place. He had no idea. I mean, we're all bawling. I mean, it was a cry love fest because he didn't understand what took place with the intention stick and what his dad did and the journey. And what happened from that, he didn't even realize he didn't have his intention stick because someone from the hospital actually had taken it, not in a mean way, but they just needed it more than him at that moment. So that day we came to his house. As you know, we all held hands. We did blessings for him, for his new intention stick, so that he can continue on his journey and heal and be the beautiful and bright light that he is. And I have to say, yes, it comes from above, but that was because of you and what you're doing for so many other beautiful souls, not just in Arizona, the United States, but in our world, because I know your journey. So thank you. There's not enough thanks.
No, thank you guys. You guys seriously you helped me in more ways than you know. Seriously, thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
And it does. And Marla, your birthday, I think, is the same as my mother's. And that was also like, I remember that day being just like, oh, this is another sign. And I asked for signs left and right. I'm like, oh, sign, nope, not a balloon, because that's a car dealership. Not a good sign.
Wow.
You know, it's something beautiful you said too. Again, your family, you said, of lost souls.
Yes.
That's so huge. And yes, there are so many lost souls in this world. And you know, you've heard Marla and I share this with you. And we say, just because someone is your biological family doesn't make them your spiritual family.
Exactly.
And we are family, spiritual, blood, not blood. It doesn't matter. We are family, but this is what we're sharing with the world, to let others that may be going through what you've gone through on your challenging journey, but you have come out of it and you've gotten through the challenges because you know this too shall pass.
Yep.
Whatever's thrown in our path, which I know you have, and you said it earlier, you have faith.
Yes.
You know that a better day is coming. But sometimes we're pushed down so far that we have to have even just that little bit of hope, right? To know a better day is coming, to give us that faith, and then to build that momentum. And I'm going to shine. I'm going to pick myself up. I'm not going through this alone. I am surrounded by love. And you are such an example of that.
And I do want to say, all the lost souls out there, like, really, people, you know, when you're a lost soul, you just do. You don't feel grounded. You don't feel anything. And if they can reach out to you guys, or if there's a way, I think it's amazing, because people, guess what? Just because you have a bad childhood or live in the hood, I grew up in a lot of hoods, doesn't make you a bad person. And you can overcome so many obstacles that you'll look at yourself and go, whoa, that was a big train. You really will.
Well, you know, when you think about so many people who've overcome obstacles, like famous people that we know in our history, like Helen Keller.
Yeah.
Right. Look at her challenges, or Beethoven. I mean, he composed symphonies and was deaf. So, you know, there is nothing that you cannot achieve. Yeah. We are all God's miracles. We are all unique. We all have our own gifts, and use those and shine, and we have to get out of our own way. And yes, maybe we were told certain things when we were children, that you're not going to amount to anything, or you're not good enough, or you're not smart enough, or we heard all these things. And you know what we did? We swallowed them. We believed them. But you know what we have to do? We have to erase all of it, because none of it is true. No. We're all beautiful. We were all made in God's image, in Creator's image. And we are miracles, our own miracles. And believe that, and love yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Thanks, guys. That like, makes me feel like more love.
You are love. You are, and we have to remind ourselves it's okay. We have to love ourselves. Yeah. Again, right? We cannot give what we do not have.
That is, and I found that out. I know. It's like you're like, oh, I want to love you, but I just can't, because I'm feeling really yucky right now, so I don't have much to give. And that's the sad part, when you feel that way and you just go, oh, wait, this isn't me. No. I was put on this earth to have fun, to laugh, to make people laugh, to bring goodness to others, to help others any way I can. I mean, my God, if I was a billionaire, I'd be broke. Right?
Right.
I do so many things. I'm like, fix it. Why can't we fix this?
By the way, that's so beautiful, because we share that very often. And you think just because someone has $1 billion, we're witnessing billionaires or millionaires taking their lives, and they have everything, but again, they may be so empty
Yes.
or going through so much pain. And what you said, I want to validate. Marla and I are here for everyone. If you're going through something,
Yes.
message us, call, email. I promise, as you know.
We'll tell them where.
Oh,
Tell them
yeah.
where they
So
can reach us.
you can go online via Facebook, Instagram, Tree of Life Movement. You can message me anytime. I literally want you can go on to treeoflifemovement.com. You can do a personal private email. I promise I will get back to you. This is what we're all here for. And I know you're the same. And yes, we're all busy and we all have our own things in life, but we have to make sure no one is feeling alone.
Yeah. And we're never that busy.
We're never that busy.
That busy.
I know people laugh.
We got the same 24 hours in the day that Mother Teresa had.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? And she would say that you matter.
Yes.
You have purpose. You are loved. And you know what? We are saying it to everyone.
Absolutely. Every day. And it's the truth. We have to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
We have to feel it. We can't, as you know, we can't just put words in this and abracadabra. We have to trust it, because I said that before. If we're reading our prayer book and there's no feeling or no meaning, then it's just words. So that's the connection, as Marla said, whether it's God, the universe, the source, creator, spirit, light, whatever that may be for that individual. Believe it. Believe the words. Feel the words, the intentions that you want to live by. And when you do, again, as you know, watch the miracles unfold. But we have to let go of our past first and say thank you for those gifts, because they were some tough gifts.
Yeah.
And send it with love, meaning to empty our vessel so we can receive all the new good blessings that we're asking for.
Yes.
And you are that perfect example in such a blessed way. And you know we are always here for you.
Yes.
Good,
yes.
bad, and different. That's family.
And now you can cut the cord to whatever you were tied to.
Wow. Yes.
You can cut that cord
and let it go.
Send it off, because it doesn't serve you anymore.
Wow, you heard that ding.
That's powerful.
I know. It's tough.
That's a hard cord to cut. I'm like
a hard cord, but you're doing it. You're cutting it because you don't need it anymore.
No.
As a matter of fact, it's like whoop, whoop.
Yeah. No, you did. Wow. Yeah. I'm telling you, you did. And you think, when people think, oh, that's silly. No. You literally just did that because, again, every hair on my
body cool air blowing through me.
Whatever contract you had.
Wow.
You've now cut it.
It's seriously, Tiffany, are you feeling it?
Yeah, I feel cool air going around.
Literally, the exact same. Talk about divine timing. You weren't ready. Remember? So I'm kind of laughing and giggling, and you know why. We've rescheduled this call 3 times, 4 times.
Yes.
Because, and again, we are sharing our truth. You said, I'm not ready.
No.
I'm going through so many things. And what did I say to you? It's okay. When you're ready, we are here for you. And it'll be perfect when you're ready. Yeah. Right? And you were absolutely ready, because
I was ready. I reached out to you. I said, I am ready. There's no glass of wine here. There's no patch. There's no nothing. And I'm ready to go, wow, stop pointing the finger, and let go of all this shit. Let go of it finally, because you don't need that to feel better. No. You can feel better all on your own without it, but you got to let go.
You got to let go. And now you can look in the mirror and it's okay to say, I love you to you, to you.
Wow. I'm so filled up because of you in this beautiful call. And
I love you guys.
Oh, we love you. And the other beautiful souls that you touch on this, I just feel it, because there is, what doesn't matter, man, woman, or child, we all go through this. So thank you for showing up today. Thank you, because we see you. Yeah. And this is you.
I see you guys.
And we know you
My
have
goodness.
so much beautiful, it's not even work. You have so much beautiful things ahead of you. Truly, your journey is just beginning. You know that, right?
Yay!
I know, and you deserve it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
deserve it.
yeah. I'm gonna be a teenager all over again. Good,
Good.
good, but like a good one this
I
time. You know,
know,
but
I
I'm gonna
know.
actually catch the years and
And you
live them.
and you know what's so beautiful about that? One, that's you.
Hmm.
Two, if someone doesn't understand that, that's okay. We don't need to prove to anyone
Yeah,
who we are.
right.
And it doesn't, what do you say about what someone has to say?
Yeah,
This is
well,
so
I say
good.
what someone has to say about me is none of my business.
Oh, yes, exactly. And that's a new one too. It's like, oh, why would anybody talk about you? Who cares?
Doesn't matter. Not that we say, oh, who cares? But you know, we've witnessed, no matter, and I'm talking about me or Marla, but we've all been programmed to be politically correct, and whatever we do, we have to make that person happy and that person happy and that person happy.
Oh,
And you now know the only person can make those people happy are themselves, because when we try to help, no matter what, which you know it brings pain, sickness, and then it affects our family,
mhm.
sometimes we have to let go and send them with love and
Yes.
say, you
I
know,
love
I'm
you, and
sorry.
I'm doing this because I love you, and I also love me, and I'm doing this because I love me.
Yes, no judgment, no
Yeah.
judgment, because again, we're not judged. We have to always see the good in everyone. It's there, but we forget, we never know what those people are going through. So we can't react. So again, we send them with blessings and prayers and love. So one, we are so grateful for this call, and I don't want it to end, but you know, if we continue,
Yeah.
we'll need a sleepover. And I can't wait to witness the next chapter and journey for you, because I already know.
And
Wow,
this
it's
as
going to
well, I
be
want to
incredible.
see
I
how
know.
this just keeps growing and growing and growing, and how
And you got
beautiful it is.
this. You
Yeah.
got this. What are you going to
Yes.
say?
No, I was just going to say thank you. Thank you for you. Thank you for sharing your journey.
Your courage.
Yes. And thank you for being a part of the movement and sharing this gift with so many others who
Well,
need
thank you. Thank you for hearing me. That's important.
Yeah.
Hearing is important.
Let's just listening, right? Holding
Yeah.
that space. So you already know our sign off. One, we love you, we love you, we love you. We honor you, we honor you, we honor you. And we're sending you and your entire family blessings and intentions of gratitude, light, and love.
Thank you. And back at you.
Oh, we're
Bye.
feeling it. Trust me, my hairs have not settled down this entire talk of the love and the energy and the light. And that's what we're sharing with the world. And everyone can
Yeah.
receive that beautiful light and love and energy that is taking place right now. Don't think we can't. I'm talking to the people, I can't get there. Of course you can. We can all get there. And we are. We're doing it together. This is about us collectively. And thank you, as Marla just said, being such a beautiful ambassador. You're,
Thank you, guys.
wow.
Yes.
Mwah. We'll see you
Bye, guys.
soon. Love
Bye-bye.
you, love you, love you.
Love you back. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Mwah.
Bye-bye.